Todd Starnes Show begins in 2 minutes. The Todd Starnes Show begins in 1 minute.
Live from the Liberty University studio in Memphis, Tennessee, it's America's favorite gun-toting, Bible-clinging, deplorable American.
That's us. That's right. I love this American ride.
Todd Starnes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, hello, everybody. Happy Monday to you, America. Good to have you with us. This is the Todd Starnes Radio Show, broadcasting border to border, coast to coast, across the fruited plain. Well, we have a lot happening today. Man, was it a crazy weekend or what? All sorts of crazy news stories happening. Of course, the big one, and the one that we shall start off with today, happening in California. Folks, this is no surprise. We saw this unfold over the past, 2 weeks now, beginning week 2. The votes are still being counted in California, and it may take them a couple of more weeks to count all of the ballots. But it really doesn't matter, because now the Democrats have gathered enough ballots to push Spencer Pratt out of the mayor's race in Los Angeles. And it's only going to get worse. I'm a little concerned over Steve Hilton, because those numbers are getting a little tight. Javier Becerra now taking the lead, and Tom Steyer, the billionaire, is gaining ground. He's in third place, and Steve Hilton now in second place. Now, Spencer Pratt, this is what's really mind-boggling about Spencer Pratt. So what you've got, about 2.2 million registered voters in Los Angeles, maybe about 800,000, if you're lucky, maybe 700,000 or 800,000 would vote on Election Day. They still haven't counted all of those votes. But here's what you need to know. So Spencer Pratt has been far ahead of the third place finisher in the race. She's a city councilwoman. Her name is Neetha Robin. And look, her defeat on election night was so bad. It was so bad that she got up in front of God and country and just wept, talking about how, she was so distraught over losing. Well, now she has surged. She's in second place, and she very well may surpass Karen Bass, who is the incumbent mayor. So here's what you need to know. This is all statistically impossible. If you're looking at the numbers and the statistics, this is absolutely impossible, which is why we know it's a steal. That's what the Democrats are doing. It is an outright steal. As a matter of fact, the California Post had the following headline in all caps: electile dysfunction. That's what it is. So I want you to understand, since Tuesday, Neitha Raman has had a net swing of more than 43,000 votes, it's just impossible. Now, look at this. These are the numbers of mail-in ballots arriving before Election Day. Karen Bass got 38% of those votes. Spencer Pratt got 27%, and Raman got 20%. Now, the mail-ins after Election Day, Raman got 37%, Bass got 34%, and Pratt just 19%. Are you following what's happening here, folks? This is a flat-out steal. That's what's going on here. By the way, just to show you how absurd all of this is, Neitha Raman did not even win her own council district. That's how bad this is. So look, there's really no other way to say this, that the Democrats, and what makes me upset about all of this is not that the Democrats are trying to steal the election, which is, we expected them to do that. They're not even trying to cover up what they're doing. I mean, they're not even being clever about it. Now, this all goes back to something that Gavin Newsom said. You might remember this. What is it, about a month or so ago, when Steve Hilton was surging in the polls and you had Chad Bianco, the Republican sheriff from Riverside County, California, he was surging in the polls. And there was a lot of concern at the time that the top two vote getters in the gubernatorial race would, in fact, be Republicans. And, of course, in California, the top two vote getters, regardless of party, advanced to the general election. And what was it that Newsom said? Newsom stepped back and he had this little devious grin on his face, and he said, no. He says, not going to happen. But if it does, we have that break the glass moment. We have a plan. We have a break the glass moment plan. That's what Gavin Newsom said. Now you have to be asking, what exactly was the plan? What was the plan? Now, we know the Justice Department is investigating all of this, and honestly, I'm not sure there's anything they're going to be able to do. I mean, I think we knew this was going to happen. Look, a big part of this could have been resolved had the Senate stepped in and just passed the Save America Act. At least that way, we would have known exactly who was voting in these. But right now, we don't know. We don't know who's right, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because there's not much we can do about it right now. I want you to, just to put this into context, the nation of India. Fine people, not a big fan of curry, but the good people of India, 640 million citizens, 640 million citizens. It takes them one day to count every single election ballot in the entire nation. One day. California has nearly 40 million citizens, and it looks like it's going to be taking a month. So look, the president was asked about this over the weekend, and a lot of these stories are sort of interwoven, all right? They're sort of, and one of them has to do with NBC News and the butt stomping that President Trump gave not only NBC News hostess Kristen Welker, but also her microphone. And he was doing a sit-down. We're going to get to that story in just a little while, but he was asked about, and what led up to all of this was the California elections. Take a listen to cut one.
What they did to the lives of people, they destroyed people. They sent people to jail who did nothing wrong.
All right, just to be very clear, there's no evidence of what you're saying, but let me ask you about Todd Blanche. Let me ask you about Todd Blanche.
Listen to me.
Let's talk about Todd Blanche.
There's tremendous evidence. There's nothing but evidence. The election was rigged. It was a dirty election. And it's happening again right now in California.
Presented evidence.
It's happening right now in California. Right now, it's look at what's happening in California.
To that?
It's
the
4
Republicans
days.
are doing well in
California. No, they're not. They're dropping fast because it's a rigged election. Let me tell you, it's 4 days, and they aren't even close to coming up with it.
That's how they count the votes.
You know why they're doing that? Because they're cheating on the election.
Do you have evidence to support that?
All I have to do is look.
That's not evidence.
And I listen to people, and let's see what happens.
But, sir, that's not evidence.
Do you think it's appropriate?
That's how they count the votes in California.
Do you think it's appropriate that they have an election, and 5 days later, they're nowhere close to picking a
State
winner.
and local officials acknowledge they are slow. They're urging.
No, they're crooked.
They're urging
They're
the
crooked.
votes to be counted quickly. That's how they vote
They're
in
crooked,
California.
just like you're crooked. Your press is crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked.
To be fair, I'm not crooked, but let's
Really?
Let's
Well, you
continue.
play right into their hands.
Let's continue.
You're either crooked or you're stupid.
Let's
you play
continue.
right into their hands with this rap. You know that these elections are rigged. Your network knows that they're rigged. You know that I won an election in a landslide, and I got 94% bad press.
But, Mr. President,
you know why I
you've
got
never
that?
presented
Because you have no
evidence.
credibility.
But you've never presented evidence that it was rigged. Let's keep talking about. I want to talk about Todd.
You
Blanche.
have more evidence. There's more evidence than ever presented.
Let's talk
Your
about
elections
You
in
went
this
to
country.
court.
We're like a third world country.
But, sir-
Your elections are crooked, and you're crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked,
Mr.
and so
President-
is ABC and CBS and CNN.
But, Mr. President-
You're one-sided crooked networks. All right, let's call it quits because I've had enough. Thank you, darling. Have a good time.
Mr. President, let's please. I traveled all the way to Wisconsin.
I've sat
I
in the
traveled
rain with
all.
you.
I know. I
I've sat in the
traveled
rain
all the
with
way
you
to
for an hour,
Wisconsin.
on and off in the rain, and I've given you enough time. You ought to straighten out your press because you know what?
Mr.
A
President,
country can never be
We
great
traveled
with a dishonest
Listen,
press.
we
Come on, let's
traveled
go.
all the way to Wisconsin for this interview.
She should have been nicer. What are you going to do? Really? You're going to treat the president of the United States like that? Do you understand? Do you understand? This is why people hate the media. They really do. They are just loathsome people. And by the way, you see, for Kristen Welker, I came all the way out here. I had to fly to Wisconsin. I'm even lactose intolerant, Mr. President. I have to be surrounded by all this cheese and these dairy cows. That's who she is. That's who Kristen Welker is. What do you want me to? Look, God love the president. He's got a lot more patience than I have. By the way, if you heard that noise at the end, first of all, it was pouring down rain. They were in a barn with like a metal roof, which is that was the rain coming. I had to come here in the rain, my hair. And so the president he's a patient man when it comes to the media, but there is a line you don't cross with Donald Trump, and she crossed that line. That's what she did. And she got what was coming to her. But again, going back to the thesis here, which is Donald Trump talking about the fraud in California. And he is absolutely right. Now, if NBC News doesn't want to cover the story, that's on them. By the way, did you love how Trump? Thank you, darling. Thank you, darling. He's a very kind man when it comes to the women. So anyway, you've got California out there, and it turns out the Justice Department and the U.S. Attorney of Central California, and we're going to play some audio in just a little while, but I want to get through this. Do you know, ladies and gentlemen, here's what they've discovered. They've got multiple investigations going on right now. They have already discovered, and by the way, this is irrefutable. It is literally on the California Election Commission website. Let's just say that, Dylan, let's just say that you're an illegal alien. We'll call you Dylan Sanchez.
That's a good, thank you.
Buenos dias.
Yes.
So anyway, you came here illegally, but you want to vote, right? So you can't register to vote because you're an illegal, but you're a fitness buff, right? So you want to look good, even though you're an illegal alien. You got to be physically fit so you can try to outrun ICE. And so you've got a membership to, what do you, Crunch Fitness or Planet Fitness, one of the two?
I'll go with Crunch. Yeah.
Crunch. All right. So you're at Crunch, and they give you, when you sign up, they give you a membership card, right? It's very nice.
Yeah.
So you can actually, in California, you can take your Crunch membership card and you can take it down, or maybe even your Kroger card, if you got a Kroger card, and you can take it down and register to vote using your gym membership.
Oh, wow. That's a lot faster than getting citizenship, Todd.
Right? Who needs a driver's license?
Who needs it?
Who needs a passport?
I got a Crunch membership.
Social Security, forget it. I got a Kroger card. Not only that, and again, this is first-time voters. So if you show up first time to vote and you don't have a Social Security number, you don't have a driver's license, they're going to ask you, got a gym membership card? Got a Kroger card? What about a debit card? Got a debit card? You'll be able to vote. And that means a lot of illegal aliens are actually voting. And that's what the Justice Department is going after here, is tons of just fraud. Now, what's brilliant here about Trump, I have a theory about this. I think Trump knew exactly what was going to happen, and he's letting all of this play out so the entire nation can see what a stolen election looks like. Everybody knew what the numbers were on the night of the election, and now here we are heading into a solid week. Almost tomorrow, 7 days. 7 days. They still haven't counted all of the votes, and Trump is setting up the state of California. Now, here's where it gets very interesting. There's really nothing we can do right now, but there is something Congress can do. There are two things, actually. Did a little bit of research on this over the weekend and wanted to check into what exactly the House was able to do. Are you ready for this, ladies and gentlemen? Here's how we can push back. If we maintain control of the House of Representatives, the House, the Speaker of the House, can refuse to seat any member of California's congressional delegation. It's Article 1, Section 5, Clause 1. All right? The Constitution states that the House of Representatives is actually the ultimate judge of the election of its members. And also, and this is where it's important, the final arbiter of all congressional contests. So look, if there are allegations of rife fraud, if there was anything untoward happening in an election that might have altered the outcome, then Congress has the right to step in and say, we're not going to seat those congressional members. Now, there are some Democrats right now that are soiling themselves. How dare you? Who do you think you are? You're a tyrant. You're just throwing the Constitution out the window, Starnes. Who do you think you are? Ladies and gentlemen, the Democrats pulled this lever back in 2018. Back in 2018, there were allegations of fraud in the Republican primary and the Republican election in North Carolina involving Congressman Mark Harris. And there were investigations regarding election fraud, and Steny Hoyer stepped in and said that they would not allow Harris to be sworn in. This was in 2018. So you have a very recent precedent. You don't have to go back to the Civil War. You don't have to go back to any other time. So the House of Representatives could step in and say, you know what? Yeah, we're not seating anybody. You could take all, 50 plus members of the California congressional delegation, and they could be unseated. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we need to do. There's more to this story. There are other things that Congress can do. The question is, will Congress do it? And I think that's where you are going to have to reach out to your lawmakers and say, we need an intervention here. Do not seat the California congressional delegation. All right, we're going to let you weigh in on this, ladies and gentlemen. Our telephone number, 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. A lot of ground to cover today, folks. This is the Todd Starnes Show.
He's not bitter. He's blessed. Todd Starnes.
Mike Lindell and the MyPillow employees want to thank you for your great support this past year, and they're looking to make 2026 the best year yet. And as a thank you to my listeners, MyPillow is offering exclusive free shipping on your entire order at wholesale pricing. That means they're bringing back the mega sale exclusively for my listeners. For example, the classic MyPillows, normally $49.98, now marked down to only $14.98. Turn any mattress into the best mattress ever with the made in the USA MyPillow My Mattress Topper. Save up to $100. Get a set of MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets for as low as $29.98 or the 6-pack towel set for only $34.98. To get the best specials ever, go to MyPillow.com. Use promo code STARNES or give them a call, 800-839-8506. These offers won't last long, so call now, 800-839-8506, or go to MyPillow.com and use promo code STARNS. Order now and your entire order ships free. Why are radical Islamists and radical progressives, groups that could not be more different, working together? The answer will shock you. Dr. Michael Youssef has spent decades studying this from the inside, and in his most urgent book yet, An Unholy Alliance, he tears the mask off a coordinated assault on American freedom and Judeo-Christian civilization. Foreign funding, institutional cowardice, cultural infiltration in our schools, our cities, and even our churches. It is not a conspiracy theory. This is happening right now. An Unholy Alliance gives you the 1,400-year backstory behind today's headlines and a practical action plan to fight back with faith and courage. Dr. Youssef says this is the wake-up call the church needs now. So don't wait. Get your copy of An Unholy Alliance by Dr. Michael Youssef, available wherever books are sold. Again, An Unholy Alliance by Dr. Michael Youssef, available where books are sold. Mike Lindell and the MyPillow employees want to thank you for your great support this past year, and they're looking to make 2026 the best year yet. And as a thank you to my listeners, MyPillow is offering exclusive free shipping on your entire order at wholesale pricing. That means they're bringing back the mega sale exclusively for my listeners. For example, the classic My Pillows, normally $49.98, now marked down to only $14.98. Turn any mattress into the best mattress ever with the made in the USA My Pillow My Mattress Topper. Save up to $100. Get a set of My Pillow Giza Dream Sheets for as low as $29.98 or the 6-pack towel set for only $34.98. To get the best specials ever, go to MyPillow.com. Use promo code STARNS. Or give them a call, 800-839-8506. These offers won't last long, so call now, 800-839-8506, or go to MyPillow.com and use promo code STARNS. Order now, and your entire order ships free.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says,
avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, Honey Bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Get hurt in a game? We tough it out. Feel exhausted? We push on. Feeling down? We pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. But there are times when bootstraps aren't enough. When stress gets to us and we need to talk to someone about what we're really going through. So we're going to reach out because sometimes mental health is not a one-person job. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom? She started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Todd Stearns Radio Show. What an honor to have you with us. By the way, huge race for governor and Senate in South Carolina. Congressman Ralph Norman is going to be joining us in a little while. Also, we've got Mark Lynch, who is gaining ground right now against Lindsey Graham, primarying the sitting U.S. Senator from South Carolina. So we'll be talking to Mark Lynch coming up a little bit later. Also, Mary Walter is going to drop by with that insane story about HelloFresh. All right, let's go to the phone lines here. 901-260-5926. German Shepherd in North Carolina. Hi, German Shepherd. What's on your mind?
Hey, Todd, I think you're asking the wrong question out there in California. I think we need to ask the question why the election board is taking so long filling out the ballots. The illegal aliens apparently know how to fill them out.
Well,
to remain in power.
Well, the reason why I'm going to answer your question. The reason why it's taking so long is they're waiting to see how many votes they need to beat the Republicans. That's the problem. Look, the other part of this is the ballot harvesting. And so if there are ballots out there that were not filled out, that were left empty, then they're going in and filling out that information. Those are the allegations that are out there, German Shepherd.
And that's what I'm saying. You know, the election board themselves are the ones filling out the ballots, and they're just taking too long to do it. That's what's dragging it out. I mean, the American people know how to do it.
Of course they do. Look, of course they do. And again, there's absolutely no reason in the world, none whatsoever, why they can't count those votes in one day. And look, all right, fine. California set them aside. Los Angeles, you're talking about 600,000 voters. You're telling me you still haven't counted those votes? I'm not buying it. What about you, ladies and gentlemen? 901-260-5926. This is the Todd Stern Show.
You can't escape a traffic jam. Know what else you can't escape? Seasonal allergies. And you might think you can avoid that coffee stain until... Oh, really? You can't escape a lot of things in life, but you can escape prediabetes. Prediabetes captures 1 in 3 adults. There are usually no signs of prediabetes. In fact, most people don't even know they have it. But with early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Take action by taking the 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. You might not be able to escape having this song stuck in your head, but you can escape prediabetes. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Now more than ever, it's important to support companies and organizations that share our values. Patriot Mobile not only shares our beliefs, but they actually do something about it. America's only conservative Christian wireless carrier. And they donate a portion of every dollar to organizations that fight for causes you care about. Switch to Patriot Mobile now and use the promo code TODD to get free activation and a free gift. Veterans and first responders save even more. Go to patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT. We are living in dangerous and unstable times. Hello, everybody. I'm Todd Stearns. Pandemics, international insecurity, shortages, supply chain disruptions, and an economy on the brink. We know we can't simply trust the government to protect us. Now more than ever, everyone needs to be prepared. And being prepared is more than just stockpiling ammo, food, and supplies. Being prepared should also include stockpiling critical prescription medications. And that's where my friends at the Wellness Company come in. Their medical emergency kit contains the prescriptions, antibiotics, antivirals, and antiparasitics that you need to keep you and your family safe, from anthrax to tick bites to COVID and even to a bioweapon like the plague. The Wellness Company's medical emergency kit is exactly what you need to have on hand to be prepared. Go to twc.health/Starnes today and order. That's twc.health/Starnes. Use the promo code STARNS and you're going to save an extra 10%.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Todd Starnes Radio Show. 901-260-5926 is our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. By the way, this segment of the Todd Starnes Show brought to you by our friends at Calitrin. They are my weight loss partners. You know, the cardiologist says, Starnes, you got to chunk it down. You got to slim down. You got to get to your girlish figure. So I'm working at it, and it's coming on along. I'm pretty excited about that journey, and I would not be able to do it without my friends over at Calitrin. By the way, they've got their great summer sale underway right now. This is their biggest sale of the year. Calitrin really wants to help you, and they have helped me. And I'm not going to, folks, I try all the products. If they work, great. If they don't, well, they don't advertise with us. Calitrin, it works, and it's working for me. And what I love about it is I take it right before I go to bed and don't have to worry about it. It's really that simple. They've got an incredible sale going on, and I just want you to try it. If you're looking to slim down, maybe it's 10 pounds, 20 pounds, maybe you got to do 30, 40, or 50 like me, then I want you to give them a shot because they're going to be able to help you out. Calitrin, buy 3, get 3 free. It's like, I don't know, paying half price. So you can order 2 different ways. Get information, toploss.com. That's TOPLOSS.com. Or give them a call, 800-325-4366. That's 800-325-4366. All right, let's go to the phone lines here from New Orleans, the lovely Miss Janice. Hi, Miss Janice. What's on your mind today?
Yes, I couldn't resist calling today because I was in utter shock yesterday when I saw what Trump did.
What did he do?
You don't know what he did yesterday?
No, that's why I was asking. What did he do?
My goodness, I can't believe you didn't hear about it.
What are we talking about here? Go ahead. I mean, the president did a lot of
You-
things yesterday, Miss Janice. So I'm trying to. Can you just narrow it down to what's the one thing that's got you riled up?
He was a guest on Meet the Press program, and the host is I think her name is Kristen Welker, and he insulted her. He was brutally insulting. He has no respect whatsoever for women. He told her she was either crooked or stupid. He's telling her, and he walked out of the program. She was merely, she asked him questions, and he spoke, and then she spoke, and he was just being rude and disrespectful. And I have no respect for him. In all my life, we've had many presidents, many. But I have never experienced a president ever do anything like that to anyone. And I urge all the listeners, everyone within the sound of my voice, I urge you to go to YouTube and type in, Donald Trump on.
There's no need to do. There's no need to do that, Miss Janice, because we've already played it once in the first half hour of the program, and I'm going to play it again because when I heard it, and I did watch it as well, but when I heard the interview, I didn't think anything of it. Let's go back and listen and see if the allegations you are making hold true. Let's take a listen. Cut 1.
What they did to the lives of people, they destroyed people. They sent people to jail who did nothing wrong.
Right, just to be very clear, there's no evidence of what you're saying. But let me ask you about Todd Blanche. Let me ask you about Todd Blanche.
Listen to me.
Let's talk
There's
about Todd
tremendous
Blanche.
evidence. There's nothing but evidence. The election was rigged. It was a dirty election.
Mr.
And it's
President,
happening again right now in California.
Never presented evidence.
It's happening right
Okay,
now in
stop.
California.
We're done. Miss Janice, she asked the president a question. He tried to answer it, and she interrupted him. I counted 4 different times in just that, 40-second clip there.
But he had no right to call us. You're either crooked or you're stupid. And he's insulting the networks, too. He's calling out ABC and CBS, CNN, and he's calling the woman crooked and stupid. And I am sorry. That man is a disgrace to our country.
Well, wait a second. I mean, it seems to me because at the very end, I mean, he said he was very polite at the end as he stepped on the microphone and broke it and walked off. Thank you, darling. Called her darling.
Oh yes, but after he called her crooked, and if you're either crooked or stupid.
Yeah, it's a good choice.
Huh?
Don't you think it's a good choice? He's asking, are you crooked? Are you? So again, when you step back, hold on, Miss Janice, hold on a second here. President Trump is laying out the evidence, and she is not wanting to hear what the president says. Instead, she is screaming at the president, and he is trying to find out what's going on here. Are you crooked? Are you just not wanting to hear this? Or are you stupid and you don't understand what I'm telling you?
Well, he had no right to speak to her that way. I'm not.
Why not? She was talking to him like that. She had no right to talk to the president.
She was not insulting him. She was merely asking him questions, and I am not in Trump's cult. Have a nice day, Todd.
All right. You too, Miss Janice. Check that blood pressure. Dylan, did she insinuate that we're in the Trump cult?
Maybe.
You gotta stop. You gotta make sure, folks. You gotta make sure that the grandparents are not watching PMS Now or CNN. You gotta be careful. That's not good. But folks, I did not see this as Trump being rude. I saw this as Trump being frustrated by an evil woman from NBC News who had an agenda. That's what was going on here. That was an agenda. She was forcing her viewpoints, and the president was simply pointing out, hey, look, this is what the evidence is. These are the investigations that are underway. By the way, there's one investigation in California, Nick Shirley, that little citizen journalist, and he's out there. He interviewed a woman, 125 years old. 126 years old. She's been voting in elections, dozens of elections. So they knocked on the woman's front door, very clear that she was not 126 years old. And then it turns out that she had not even been voting. A lot going on there, ladies. I'm just telling you, there is a lot going on. So, look, here is the U.S. Attorney for Central California, a guy by the name of Bill Essely. And here's what he had to say. Cut number 3, please.
Bill Essely. Bill, welcome back to The Story Is.
Alex, how are you?
Good. So are you investigating voter fraud?
Well, I'm not going to comment on any specific investigation. What I will tell you is that we do monitor and we do look for fraud in every election. This is no exception. Any election that has a federal candidate on it, we do monitor and we look for fraud. And there's no question there is fraud in every election. The question is how much fraud. We know that California, there's been many people prosecuted for illegally registering to vote or not being qualified to vote. And the response is always, it's not widespread. And the problem with California, to be frank, our system sucks. It really does. We have universal vote by mail. We have no voter ID, and that is a recipe for fraud, and it makes it almost impossible to know how many people are eligible to vote in California. We've tried hard to audit the voter rolls. We have sued the state of California. The federal government's entitled to review those voter rolls, and they have stonewalled us. That case is before the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals as we speak. And so we'd like to audit it. We want people to have confidence in these elections.
But let's be clear. The President of the United States said that there's cheating going on in California. Do you have any evidence that there is cheating going on in California? Certainly cheating big enough to turn the outcome of one of these elections.
Well, those are two very different questions. Absolutely, there is evidence that people are cheating, 100%. We have multiple investigations into people who are voted who should not have voted.
Are there any people in particular? Are you bringing any?
There will be charges. I'm not prepared to announce them yet, but we do have open investigations into voter fraud. There's no question that there's voter fraud in California. We just prosecuted and announced charges against one individual about a month ago who was registering homeless people to vote in downtown LA. She was paying them to register at false addresses to vote. So there's no question there's voter fraud. The question that you said is very important. Is it widespread? Will it affect an outcome of election? We don't know. The system is not designed to detect or prevent fraud. The system sucks. And the president is frustrated, as are we. I was very outspoken about this in the legislature, and the legislature doesn't seem to care. But I think voters will have a chance to potentially change this system in November. But it's up to them.
Okay, and just one more time. When he says that there is cheating and that there's an active investigation into that cheating by your office, can you confirm that?
I'm not going to discuss any specific investigation. I will tell you that we do have, in general, we do have investigations, and we are looking to charge people relatively soon for election fraud.
Well, good. And as well they should. But again, let's go back to California just one quick second here. Congress has an opportunity to step in here and take action. And the way they can do it is by refusing to seat the congressional delegation from California. All of them. All of them. 901-260-5926. Our telephone number, that's 901-260-5926. Well, if you haven't noticed, it's Pride Month across America. And ladies and gentlemen, there's some pretty weird and freaky stuff going down. There was in Washington State a library, a little public library. Dylan, when was the last time you went to the public library? Let me rephrase that. Dylan, have you ever gone to a public library?
No, I don't think I've ever been to a library.
So if you were to go to a library, you would walk in, and what would you expect to find at the library?
Probably books, maybe a few old desktop computers.
Yeah, some books, the Dewey Decimal. We're old school. The Dewey Decimal System, where you pull out the shelves.
Oh yeah,
and it's got the cards. I think it's all automated now.
I think they have Kindles for sale now in libraries, which is like the killer.
They would have these sweet grandmotherly type women with their hair in buns.
Yeah,
and they would be
yes.
Okay, yeah, that's not what public libraries are like anymore.
Oh,
they're now basically drag clubs.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they're basically public libraries are now gay nightclubs. In Washington State, the public libraries there hosted a drag show. And may I just say something here? And I don't mean to be offensive, Dylan, but I'm probably going to be. First of all, if you're an adult, what do I care what you do? You live your life. You do you. Just don't expect me to approve it or go out there and march and affirm what you do in the privacy of your own life. That's between you and God. Okay? That being said, on the drag queen stuff, why is it that it's always the butt-ugly drag queens that want to prance about in front of the children? Have you noticed that? It's just, there are some drag queens, and you're like, well, okay, they kind of clean up pretty good. But then there are others that are just ginormous. And you can just tell that the Spanx is like, the pressure is just like going up into outer space. And then you've got you can hear the creaking and the cracking in the stiletto heels. Anyway, in Washington State over the weekend, they had a bunch of drag queens, and they're doing a drag show at the library for children. And so the children are all seated there, and they have their little dollar bills, and the drag queens they're spreading their legs for the children of America. And my question is, why? I just want to know why. Forget about the whole, you were born that way or whatever. All right, just set all of that aside. I want someone from that community to explain to me why you feel the need to spread your legs and let children put dollar bills in your crotch. Why is that okay? And by the way, are we supposed to be proud of that? Are the drag queens, are they proud of the fact? And you know who should be really upset about all of this? The people who actually own these gay bars that do the drag shows. Seems to me that the taxpayer-funded libraries are cutting into their profit. Then there was a parade. Now, Dylan, you know that there are parades. And for whatever reason, this is, like, for example, here in the South, it gets hot in the summertime. So a lot of the old school Southerners, they wear the suits. What are the suits called? Somebody's going to, not the kudzu suits, seersucker, sorry. The seersucker suits. How did I forget that? So you wear seersucker, right? Because it keeps you cool, right? So and then what is it? You wear you're not supposed to wear white clothes after a certain period of time. I forget, whatever. Somebody will let us know all the rules. The rules and regulations governing fashion. All that to say, this is buttless leather chaps season in America. But Dylan, as gross as that is, and as disgusting as that is, and if you're going to do that, could you at least shave? But beyond that, may I just say, I saw one of the most disgusting things on social media. Someone was wearing the buttless leather chaps with a diaper on.
Oh, how does that even work?
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. But they're proud of it. They're proud of it.
Yeah, I don't even want to even try to imagine what that would look like. So I'm sorry you had to see that.
Have you heard about HelloFresh?
Yes, I have, unfortunately.
So HelloFresh, we got the story up at ToddStearns.com. And this is the headline. HelloFresh urges customers to prep for Pride Month anal sex. HelloFresh posted a message on Instagram that said, "We know eating isn't always a top priority this month. We respect that. But for those of you who are prepping, we have an extensive lineup of high-fiber recipes available. Happy Pride." After that, someone said, "How about a Pride Month discount code?" And HelloFresh replied, "Use code BOTTOMSUP for a Pride Month discount." Now, I'm not going to go into the mechanics of what all of that is about, but you can use your imagination. It is not good. And now a lot of people are like, okay, that's it. This is a family-friendly company, by the way. Unbelievable. But this is what Pride Month looks like in America. No doubt many people are now saying they're going to boycott, and I'm glad because they're doubling down on all of this. They've got no problem with this. However, do not be surprised if HelloFresh's bottom line this quarter takes it up the backside.
Can't hear the whole show? Don't worry. Get the Toddcast and listen on your own time at ToddStearns.com.
Hi, this is Todd Stearns, and you know what's sad? How many people spend the entire summer trying to hide, wearing black in 95-degree weather, avoiding the pool, dodging pictures, trying to suck it in everywhere they go? And listen, that's not vanity. That's just not feeling comfortable in your own body anymore. Look, I've been there myself, and that's one reason Calotren made such a difference for me, because it wasn't some extreme plan that I couldn't stick to. It was simple, taken at night, and it finally helped my body start working with me instead of against me, and I've lost a lot of weight.
That's why so many people stay on Calotren, Todd. They're sleeping better, they have more energy, their cravings calm down, and their weight loss finally starts feeling doable. I've lost over 40 pounds myself with Calotren, and honestly, summer feels completely different when you can actually feel good again.
Don't spend another summer hiding. Right now, during the Don't Hide This Summer event, get $40 off the proven 90-day supply at toploss.com or call 800-325-4366. Hi, this is Todd Starnes. I realize there are many choices when it comes to who you choose for your cell phone service, and there are new ones popping up all the time. But here's the truth. There's only one that boldly stands in the gap for every American that believes that freedom is worth fighting for, and that's Patriot Mobile. For more than 12 years, Patriot Mobile has been on the front lines fighting for our God-given rights and freedoms while providing exceptional nationwide cell phone service with access to all three of the main networks. Don't just take my word for it. Ask the hundreds of thousands of Americans who've made the switch and are now supporting causes they believe in simply by joining Patriot Mobile. Switching is easier than ever. Activate in minutes from the comfort of your own home. Keep your number, keep your phone, or upgrade. Patriot Mobile's all U.S.-based support team is standing by to take care of you. Call 972-PATRIOT today or go to patriotmobile.com/Todd. Use promo code Todd for a free month of service. That's patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT and make the switch today.
We're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go, almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time, and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I will say this, that Major League Baseball, you got to give this guy credit. Blake Treinen is his name. He's a relief pitcher for the LA Dodgers. And, you know, they all had to come out for their big Pride Night game, and they were making the players all wear the rainbow-colored Pride hats, which is just weird in baseball. Can't we just let baseball be baseball and football be football? Can we not just do that? I mean, let the Pride people handle, I don't know, the yoga and the Pilates and the cheerleaders and the WNBA. But why can't we just leave all the other sports alone? I just don't get that. So anyway, Treinen decided, I'm not doing that. And the guy's been pretty vocal about his faith. He didn't make a big deal about it. He just walked out onto the field with his regular baseball cap on. And now people are calling the guy a homophobe and a bigot. And look, we're standing alongside this guy. And there have been a couple of other players too. But again, what a crazy world. You can't just go to a baseball game and enjoy a baseball game. Instead, they're shoving an agenda down your throat. And remember last year, was it last year, year before last, the L.A. Dodgers mocked all of you Catholics with the drag queen nuns. And again, they were kind of butt ugly. Just being real with you folks. All right, hang tight, everybody. Hour 2 of the big show coming up. This is the Todd Starnes Show.
Grandma's Kitchen, where laughter and warm meals mingle. Each bite is a journey through generations. As you gather around the table, complement the meal with Balance of Nature fruits and veggie supplements. Our veggie supplement, made from 15 ingredients like garlic, onion, and cayenne pepper, can easily be opened and added to your favorite dishes, like homemade soups or dips. Not to mention our fruit supplement, which is made from 16 ingredients like bananas, strawberries, and mango, making it a great addition to your homemade smoothies. So the next time you gather with family, enjoy Balance of Nature supplements as an addition to your favorite dishes. Start your journey with Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com to get 35% off your preferred set as a new preferred customer with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. That's 1-800-246-8751. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
It'd be great if life came with a remote control. You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Hello, Americans. I'm Todd Starnes. Stand by for news and commentary next.
At a time when technology is often used to distort the truth, there's a new tool that's actually getting it right. My Faith Assistant is a Bible-based AI designed to help you understand God's Word and grow spiritually. Unlike generic AI tools that give vague or unbiblical answers, My Faith Assistant is anchored in Scripture, built on seminary-level resources, and shaped by more than 50 years of trusted teaching from Dr. Michael Youssef. And it's free, no login required. Try it today at myfaithassistant.com.
Major League Sports has fully embraced the LGBT agenda, promoting Pride Month events at many games and events, in many cases forcing athletes to publicly affirm the LGBT ideology. But not everybody's playing ball. Blake Treinen, a relief pitcher for the LA Dodgers, notably did not wear a rainbow-colored pride hat during a Pride Night game against the Los Angeles Angels. Treinen did not offer any sort of comment, nor should he. The decision to support or not to support Pride Month is really a personal decision, has nothing to do with baseball. Treinen is facing quite a bit of pushback for his decision. He's been called a homophobe and a bigot, but he's really like a modern-day version of those 3 Hebrew boys who refused to bow down to the king's golden image. In this case, a rainbow image. And just like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, I have no doubt God will be with Blake Treinen in that fiery furnace. I'm Todd Starnes.
The Todd Starnes Show begins in 4 minutes. Todd Starnes Show begins in 2 minutes. The Todd Starnes Show begins in 1 minute. Live from the Liberty University studio in Memphis, Tennessee, it's Common Sense Conservative Commentary from Todd Starnes.
That's us. That's right. I love this American ride.
And hello, everybody. Welcome to hour 2 of the big show on this very busy day. Great to have you with us. And again, we're following all sorts of crazy stories. Of course, Iran and Israel are exchanging missiles and drones. That's getting pretty ugly. President Trump is telling Israel to knock it off and to stop. The president trying to get some sort of a peace deal going and a ceasefire. I just don't see that happening. And I know the president's catching a lot of grief right now. Yesterday, the media taking his comments out of context. One of the reporterettes out there said, well, you said there wouldn't be any more wars. Well, no, that's not what the president said. The president said that he was ending the forever war. But I would again put all of this into the context to make of it what you will. Regardless, the president did say that this war would be over 5 weeks max. And here we are, over 100 days now into whatever this thing is over there that we're involved in. But if Israel is going to keep defying the president, at some point the president is going to have to lay down the law here. And I know Mark Levin's already upset, and he's complaining about ultimately he's the president of the United States, not the president of Israel. All right, just want to point that out. And I know the president is being influenced by a lot of the war hawks out there when it comes to what's happening over in the Middle East. Our telephone number, 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. Couple of big races in South Carolina, by the way, speaking of Lindsey Graham. Coming up a little bit later on in the show, Congressman Ralph Norman's going to be joining us. He's running for the governor's seat, and he did not get the president's endorsement, which is a bit of a shocker because Ralph Norman is a member of the House Freedom Caucus and is just a good and decent guy. And then you've got over on the Senate side, Lindsey Graham. And I think it's important for us to go back in time and listen to just a smidge of who Lindsey Graham really is.
Welcome, United States Senator Lindsey Graham. Do you know how you make America great again? Tell Donald Trump to go to hell.
I get called all these horrible names by Lindsey Graham, who I don't even know. I didn't start it with Lindsey Graham. I couldn't care less about Lindsey Graham.
But when I need some of those liberal votes, he's always there to help me get them.
If you can't admire Joe Biden, you got a problem. What's not to like?
We have open primaries here. That's how Lindsey Graham and a lot of guys in our state house continue to get elected, is because they're being elected by Democrats crossing over. He's not a Republican. He's voting like a Democrat. He received money in 2016 from George Soros, and he's not a rhino. He's a traitor. This is treason.
All right. I want to go right away to the Patriot Mobile Newsmaker line, the man who wants to send Lindsey Graham back home in the Republican primary. Mark Lynch joining us today. Mark, good to have you back with us.
Yeah, great to be on again, Todd. Thank you for what y'all do.
Well, of course, tomorrow is a big day in South Carolina. And I got to tell you, I was looking at some of the polling data compiled by the New York Times, and you've got an uphill climb here, Mark. And I'm just wondering, what is it going to take to get you across that finish line tomorrow?
I think it's happening. God's in the background helping this campaign. He has been since from the beginning. And America's watching all of South Carolina, and we've got to answer to that. America's wondering, how has Lindsey Graham remained in office all these years? Well, tomorrow we're going to see. The vote is happening, and I believe this is going to happen, and we're replacing a traitor in the United States Congress that used to represent South Carolina.
You say the word traitor, and that's a pretty hot word there. What makes Lindsey Graham a traitor in your estimation?
Well, his voting record, over these 30 years, his conservative lifetime voting record is 43%. His constitutional voting record is 57% lifetime. That's betraying South Carolina and Americans, and stabs Donald Trump in the back every chance he gets. He voted for all of Obama and Biden's judge picks, Sotomayor and Kagan and Boseberg and Judge Herson, that blocks everything Trump tries to do. And the biggest thing is that, he, in the fourth quarter of 25 and the first quarter of 26, he voted to allocate $5.67 billion to illegal aliens in this country, Todd. And if we're going to print money out of thin air, we should give it to our veterans or something, not to illegal aliens.
There is some reporting out there that suggests Lindsey Graham is, in fact, very concerned about you, Mark, and so much so, this is from the downballot.com website. We understand that Lindsey Graham has spent over $10 million. His allies have spent over $10 million to come out against you. What does that tell you, that an incumbent senator is having to use friends to fork over $10 million to try to stop you?
It tells you he knows who is coming at him to remove him, and we're over the target. And South Carolina has an option this time, a viable candidate in me, a true conservative that's going to replace him.
Mark Lynch joining us on our Patriot Mobile Newsmaker line. Mark, you've been out there, and I'm wondering what you are hearing. What are voters there in the Palmetto State telling you about this election and what matters most to them?
The voters are telling us that they can read between the lines on all the money he's spending with these crazy lying attack ads, and they see all that, and they say Lindsey's gone to another new low this time. They've never seen Lindsey attack somebody like me. And so that's helping us. God's reversing that on Lindsey, and he's using it for our good and his glory. And people can see it. They're sick of Lindsey.
It really frustrates me when I see people like a Lindsey Graham in the Senate, and the Senate is a mess right now. It's interesting, Mark. I was doing some research over the weekend regarding recess appointments, and a lot of the president's picks are still being held up by the Senate. And the reality is it's the Republicans doing it. Do you realize Donald Trump is the only president in modern political history who has had zero recess appointments because the Republicans will not recess the U.S. Senate so he can get his people through? What do you make of that?
That tells America that's who we have in Congress, and it's time to get rid of these people and bring back true conservative, God-fearing patriots that will be America first, that will support the Republican agenda.
You mentioned the Republican agenda, and I'm curious, when it comes to the Save America Act, for example, how would you vote on the Save America Act?
I'd vote for it. And we've had that SAVE Act in over like 420 days now, and Lindsey hadn't used his power. We talked about this one time before, Todd. You know, I can form a committee with 4 other senators, and we can bring a motion to vacate John Thune and nuke the filibuster and remove John and get back to business again, running our Congress for the American citizens, and get to work.
I know that's one of the things that really sets you apart from this. I mean, Lindsey Graham's a career politician, but you are a businessman, and I'm wondering what sort of mindset you would bring to the Senate if you are successful tomorrow.
Yes, I'll bring truth. You know, everything that I make a decision on will come through God's word and through the Constitution, and it'll be America first. It won't be to start World War III and spend more money that we don't have and do everything against America. Everybody's tired of it. If I get to the U.S. Senate, I'm employed by Americans. You know, we won't have more needless, endless wars and all the crazy stuff. It's just maddening what we watch on the news every night. And we'll start enforcing our laws and bring justice back where it needs to be.
So this is your chance here, Mark. I mean, you're speaking to a lot of people across the state of South Carolina today, and this is your pitch to them. What do you want to tell these folks when they go and cast their ballot tomorrow?
Well, I'll remind everybody of our polling over a year ago. South Carolinians are ready for a successful businessman. I've run our business and grown it 35 times in 40 years, debt-free. We don't print money. We're debt-free, personally and corporately. I'm an ordained deacon in our church. I've been married to the same wife for 38 years. We have 2 children, 4 grandchildren, and that's who we're doing this for. I don't have to run. I'm asked to run, and I'm answering the call. And people are looking for a leader that will hold the line and not get compromised and take the money and sell out and sell America out. I won't do it. And I won't take a penny from AIPAC. That's a big question we get everywhere we go.
All right, Mark, we're going to leave it there. Again, folks, if you want information on Mark's campaign, lynchforsenate.com. That's lynchforsenate.com. And Mark, it really is simple here. People were demanding change. You stepped up and said, I'm the change. And now it's up to the voters. If they want to send a message to the establishment wing of the party, they get a chance to do that tomorrow.
Yes, sir. And I think they are. It's happening.
All right, Mark, good luck to you out there. Again, the primary tomorrow in South Carolina, everybody. And Mark Lynch challenging Lindsey Graham, the sitting U.S. Senator. We will see how that plays out. All right, our telephone number, 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. Some of these endorsements that Trump is making are a little puzzling to me, and especially when you look at, for example, the situation in Louisiana. And we're going to talk to a great Louisiana talk radio host later this week. John Fleming is clearly the most conservative person running for the U.S. Senate in that primary, but President Trump went out there and endorsed Julia Letlow. The same situation here in South Carolina, where Lindsey Graham, you heard Lindsey Graham tell President Trump to go to the Lake of Fire, for crying out loud. And so, again, Mark Lynch running for the Senate seat, a businessman. Go check out his platform at lynchforsenate.com. All right, we've got to take a break here, folks. 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. This is The Todd Starnes Show.
You're with Todd Starnes.
From fruits and veggies to fiber and spice, Balance of Nature supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
Well, I stopped taking it for a while, and then it dawned on me, so I started taking it again. And I don't know, I like it. I mean, I love them. I'm never going to stop taking them. And I've got a friend that's coming over here. I'm giving her a little bit for her to go try.
I love the product. I wouldn't be without it. Ever since I started that product, I remember seeing an ad way back. That's what convinced me. I tried it, and so I've been a believer. Nothing compares with it, so I'm a lifer with it. I'm not going to change.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements today. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer to get 35% off your first preferred set. Don't wait. Now's the time to take action. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
Mike Lindell and the MyPillow employees want to thank you for your great support this past year, and they're looking to make 2026 the best year yet. And as a thank you to my listeners, MyPillow is offering exclusive free shipping on your entire order at wholesale pricing. That means they're bringing back the mega sale exclusively for my listeners. For example, the classic My Pillows, normally $49.98, now marked down to only $14.98. Turn any mattress into the best mattress ever with the made in the USA My Pillow My Mattress Topper. Save up to $100. Get a set of My Pillow Giza Dream Sheets for as low as $29.98 or the 6-pack towel set for only $34.98. To get the best specials ever, go to MyPillow.com. Use promo code STARNS. Or give them a call, 800-839-8506. These offers won't last long, so call now, 800-839-8506, or go to MyPillow.com and use promo code STARNS. Order now, and your entire order ships free. Many college grads are anti-capitalist activists, so if you're a business owner, how do you find new employees who won't destroy your business? Hi, this is Todd Starnes, and that's where Red Balloon comes in. They're America's #1 pro-freedom job board, and they're shaking up the hiring world by focusing on values and mission-aligned talent. Now, there are two ways Red Balloon can help. You can post your job on their national job board. Over 20,000 people visit every week. Or you can hire Red Balloon Recruiter for a more customized talent search. Now, the Recruiter team is really fantastic. They start by learning your workplace culture and writing a custom job posting, and then they source and screen candidates from their national database. Their team conducts first interviews, and you get alerts when they find highly qualified candidates. And Red Balloon delivers these high-quality results at a fraction of traditional corporate recruiter prices. People are saying Red Balloon is a game changer. So check them out today, redballoon.work. Use the promo code STARNS and save $100 on Recruiter.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement, and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Smokey the Bear.
Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do.
What you desire, don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com, and remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
All right, this hour of the Todd Starnes Show brought to you by our good friends at Newsmax. That's right, Newsmax wants to send you a free special report on Social Security benefits. There are 5 key strategies that they are recommending to increase your benefits by as much as $188,000 over a lifetime. Now, the new study finds that 70% of Americans are not getting the full benefits they deserve. So if you would like to get this free report, it doesn't matter if you're getting benefits already or you soon will. I want you to give them a call, 800-999-9690. That's 800-999-9690, and we will text you all of that information right away. Text and data rates may apply. Again, 800-999-9690. All right, I want to play some audio going back to a story, and it really is a bombshell report out of Minnesota. This all coming out today, a House Oversight Committee report just dropping. And folks, the amount of fraud is off the charts. And you do wonder at the end of the day, and you hate to think like this, but what would happen if the American people at large were truly engaged in what was happening? I think that you would see people marching in the streets of every, and I'm talking about conservatives. I'm talking about blue-collar workers who are sick and tired of their money being used for all of this nonsense. I want you to take a listen to cut number 4, please.
Top officials like the governor, Tim Walz, and the AG, Keith Ellison, they were aware of the fraud as early as 2020, but they still allowed the payments to go out to the fraudsters. And they say because, according to the report, the reason they did, concerns of potential racial discrimination claims, because many of the defendants are from the Somali immigrant community.
So this is woke gone wrong again. You got people that are committing criminal acts, taking money from taxpayers. Many of these people immigrated to the country. Some of them are not even citizens of the country. And they're using it for fraudulent purposes. And the government knew about it. They didn't do anything about it because they are considered a protected class.
And they attacked the whistleblowers.
Right.
And that's part of the report.
Right. So the House Oversight letter to J.D. Vance, this is what they said in that letter. So the committee requests that the White House task force to eliminate fraud thoroughly review all of Minnesota's social services programs in light of the vulnerabilities created by efforts of state officials who, instead of mitigating fraud, actually sought to cover up or minimize reports and findings of fraud. Specifically, the committee's investigation found that senior officials in Minnesota state government, including Governor Walz and Attorney General Ellison, were aware of widespread fraud and federally funded social service programs for years, possessed the legal and procedural authority to stop the payments and ban fraudulent providers, but repeatedly failed to act. As a result, potentially billions of American taxpayer dollars were paid to fraudulent actors.
Yeah, they reportedly have $9 billion, they said, has been stolen on high-risk Medicaid spending.
Just unbelievable. Unbelievable. So the question is, will we eventually get to the bottom of all of this? Are we going to have enough time to get to the bottom of it, which is really where not just the 2026 election comes into play, but also 2028. So the Republicans cannot screw this up. We need at least 4 more years to undo all of this damage. But I hope you're understanding what's going on right now. Just unbelievable. 901-260-5926. Let's go to the phone lines. Arnez in Memphis, Tennessee, listening to us on KWAM Radio. Hi, Arnez, what's on your mind today?
Well, for starters, Game 3 tonight. Hoping the Knicks can pull it off.
The Knicks?
Honestly, I have no dog in the fight because I'm a Grizzlies fan. You know, it's like on one hand, I want to see Wemby win its championship because, you know, to win it at 22 is just an incredible accomplishment. But then on the other hand, the Knicks, it's been 50 years since they've been close to this position. So, you know, either way, it's going to be a good game. But I also want to talk about that interview that Trump did with Meet the Press. For one, I don't see how anybody can look at that interview as anything short of embarrassing. Plain and simple. It's like, I understand that as elected official, you're going to be faced with tough questions, but just the way his manner, his demeanor, his tone, you got pushed back on something and you didn't know how to handle it, so you walked out of the interview.
Is that how you is that how you looked at it? Because I saw it differently. First of all, the interview was an hour long. The president normally doesn't give interviews that long. I just saw a reporter who was badgering the president. And he said, "I'm done with this."
That's not bad. That's not badgering. When you said that, you said no new wars. You said no new wars. That's obviously
no. He said no more forever wars. No more forever wars.
He said no new wars. They literally printed out campaign signs of it during the campaign. Like, plain and simple. He reacted the same way most men do when they're caught in a lie, and I don't see how that interview could be shaped as anything other than an absolute embarrassment. I don't see how anybody can look at that and say, "Oh, he handled it well," or he said, "No, you got caught in a lie. She pushed back on it, and you didn't know how to handle it."
All right, Arnez, the computer's going to cut us off. But, ladies and gentlemen, you heard Arnez. Do you believe the president was rude? We'll be right back.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
It's what we were taught, trained, and told to do.
It could be for anything. Helping a friend move.
Listening to a fellow veteran for hours, at any hour of the day.
Or just simply making time for people. A neighbor, a loved one, or even a stranger.
We're often the first to help others. There's no question about it.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
Perhaps it's time to do for yourself what you would do for others.
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Now more than ever, it's important to support companies and organizations that share our values. Patriot Mobile not only shares our beliefs, but they actually do something about it. America's only conservative Christian wireless carrier. And they donate a portion of every dollar to organizations that fight for causes you care about. Switch to Patriot Mobile now and use the promo code TODD to get free activation and a free gift. Veterans and first responders save even more. Go to patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
I'm a 70-year-old man. I'm not a young guy, and I'm an ex-athlete. Well, yeah, when I was taking it, I recognized that I was feeling better. You know what I'm saying? And just mentally knowing is important also.
I am a customer of you guys. I love your product. Love it, love it. Nothing but good things to say about your product. I love it. And as long as y'all are going to sell it, I'm going to take it as long as I can.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer. And for a limited time, get 35% off your first order with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
Mama, what does the chicken say?
Chicken. Oh, okay.
When the wolf?
Oh, a wolf. Ooh!
What about the tiny dog? Cat. Owl. Dolphin. What does the turkey say? Whale.
Whale sound.
Do the giraffe.
Giraffe, really? Okay. Giraffe.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. Talk to someone if you're struggling with mental health, because most people out here really care. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back. So I want to go back to this interview with Kristen Welker for just a moment. Here is another piece of that conversation. Cut number 8, please.
Gas is up, diesel is up.
It's all coming down as soon as the war's over.
Well, 70% of farmers say they can't afford fertilizer. What's your
message? The farmers are doing very well.
Let me ask you, what is your message to farmers? Many who support you, but who say they're struggling. Who say they're struggling.
Because there's nobody been better than farmers. You know, I gave farmers last term $28 billion because China took advantage and other people. And you know who paid for it? China. Last term. You know, I had a great first term. I had the greatest economy ever. And you know what? This one's blowing it away.
What's your message to farmers, though, Mr. President, who say they are struggling? They're struggling to make ends meet.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Am I allowed to talk? You keep asking questions and you don't listen to the answers. I love the farmers, and the farmers love me, and the farmers trust me. In the first term, I had something very similar. China and others were, and Canada, which was brutal. They were taking advantage of our farmers. They don't take advantage of it anymore. I gave them $28 billion split up. They never had a payday like that. And the farmers loved me, and they came back and they voted for me in record numbers. You know that. Nobody's ever even come close.
All right, so that was the president explaining again that the gas prices will come down if the war ever ends. And so hopefully it shall. Now, I want to go back real quick before we go to our Patriot Mobile Newsmaker line and say this. The president, and in multiple interviews, said that he was the president who started no new wars. I would contend that the president is actually accurate here. I know people are going to accuse me of parsing words here, but it's true. We've technically been at war with Iran since 1979. So I think that argument could be made. But then the president turned around and said that he never said no new wars. He said that he did not guarantee there would be no wars. I'm not sure that sort of language actually helps move the needle with folks. Folks are getting a little tired and frustrated. And again, the question is, how long is this thing going to go on? And if Israel's going to keep going out there and just launching missiles and not paying attention to what President Trump is saying, then quite frankly, President Trump ought to tell Israel, you guys are on your own here. We're either going to be partners in this or you're on your own. 901-260-5926, our telephone number. Want to go to the Patriot Mobile Newsmaker line. We are expecting Congressman Ralph Norman, who is running for the governor's office in South Carolina. He got called into a meeting on Capitol Hill. However, his running mate for lieutenant governor, Adam Morgan, joins us on the Patriot Mobile Newsmaker line. Adam, good to have you with us today.
Hey, Todd, good to be with you, and glad I could fill in. Ralph sends his regards.
Well, tomorrow, a big day, and you guys aren't doing well in the polls. What is it going to take to move the needle here for tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it really just comes down to turnout. You know, these polls have been all over the place, and one we're in second, one we're in fourth, one we're in third. I mean, it's it's really anybody's game. When you look at it, everybody's between 1 and 2 points of each other, and it all comes down to voter turnout. Who can energize their voters? And I think if people simply look at the records of everyone running, there is a clear choice here. Ralph and myself, we were both in the Freedom Caucus. He's one of the leaders in the Congressional Freedom Caucus. I was chair of the South Carolina Freedom Caucus for 3 years. We showed up and fought on every single issue every single day. We shut down pediatric transgender clinics. We sued and got CRT out of school districts. We cut wasteful spending from the budget. We opposed billion-dollar handouts to private companies, and on and on and on. And, most people running, if you look at it, they've actually supported everything I just said. They either fund it in the budget or oppose candidates who have conservatives who fought on those issues. So, I think the informed voters are going to make the difference, and I think they're going to break for conservatives because people cannot keep going down the road. I mean, we got crumbling roads, terrible education outcomes, massive wasteful spending, and South Carolina needs to be governed as a Republican state. It's what we deserve. We're ready for DeSantis-style governor.
Adam, help me understand the whole endorsement thing. First of all, the president endorsed Pamela Yvette. We've had her on the show a time or two. She was not a member of the House Freedom Caucus in Congress. Again, your guy, Ralph Norman, checks off all the things on the president's list. What happened there with the endorsement?
Well, President Trump's also endorsed Lindsey Graham here in South Carolina, and that's gotten a lot of pushback from voters. I think, these are people that have worked with the president. Everybody that's running has. Pamela Yvette and Henry McMaster had endorsed President Trump early, so I think nobody was really surprised by that endorsement. But as you mentioned, voters care about the record. And, Lindsey Graham is not popular here. Everybody's seen the videos of him getting booed. Pamela Yvette gets a very similar reaction for the people that even know who she is. I mean, she's been lieutenant governor for 8 years with no accomplishments during that time. She's made all her money in pushing DEI. That's literally what she did in the private sector. And in a time in office, she pushed a $1.3 billion handout of taxpayer dollars to a woke company. She's had executive budgets that funded drag queen shows and climate change research. I mean, this year, that stuff was in the budget from their executive budget on almost every issue you can think of. If you look at South Carolina, we regularly let the conservative movement down. Look at what happened with redistricting. I mean, that failed because Governor McMaster said he opposed it, then flipped his, completely changed his opinion. Then he said, I'm not going to push the legislature one way or the other. And then when it failed, he said, oh, that's too bad. Like that's what you get with establishment. They're people that never fight when it counts. And we've got to have people now more than ever who actually fight for conservative values. I got 3 little kids under 8. Their futures are on the line. And I do not want South Carolina to become the next Colorado or even Georgia and be trending blue. I want to go the way of Florida. I want to get more conservative. I want strong conservative. I want to deal with the H-1Bs. In the legislature, we shut down the attempt to expand illegal immigrant workplace licensure, to bring more illegals and make it easier for them to live in South Carolina. We stopped it. So on almost any issue you can think of, we led the fight on. And that's what I think as voters hear that more and get that story, they realize you have people that claim to support the president, but then work against everything that is our values and want to really change the state of South Carolina. And we're not going to let that happen. We're going to fight for our values, fight for our people, and fight for our state.
Yeah, look, I get it. And I think South Carolina is really, I guess, a bellwether, a great example, really, of what it means to be in a supermajority Republican state, but you're not necessarily conservative. And a lot of that has to do with the people, the kinds of Republicans that are elected. I know we just had Mark Lynch on in the last segment, and he's trying to make a go for it. I mean, the numbers look pretty awful. But I think what's fascinating about that, even though the polling numbers look bad, Lindsey Graham is concerned about Mark Lynch because his allies have spent, $10 million to go after Mark Lynch. What do you make of that?
I think it just shows, and once again, polling, all these polls are bought and paid for primarily, and especially in South Carolina. You have groups that literally, if you pay them, they will give you a poll that shows your guy ahead. And nobody, I mean, look at the polls for the last multiple presidential elections. I mean, it's really a joke. And the fact is, the people that are going to show up are the ones who are motivated. And whoever can motivate their voters, that's who's going to win, whether it's in the Senate race or in the gubernatorial race. I think, first of all, it's going to be a whole lot closer in both of these races than any polls are showing. And really, the vast majority of people have not voted yet. So anyone listening right now, whether you're in South Carolina or you're not, and you know somebody in South Carolina, South Carolina is a bellwether. It's a state that can lead on all, and has led throughout our history on all sorts of issues. And we've got to get strong governors who will fight for every inch across the supermajority Republican states.
All right.
That's how. I mean, Charlie Kirk went viral for that. He said we've got to keep the strong states red, and so you got to elect fighters, and that's what we're offering.
Well, I will say this: the Trump bump was not very large. I will just say that.
Yeah.
That I think surprised a lot of folks.
Yeah, I think it shocked a lot of people, even in South Carolina. But at the same time, then you think about it for 2 seconds, and you're like, what? People don't even know who Pamela Vett is because she's done next to nothing. So it really isn't that surprising. I think we'll have a strong showing. I think we will get in the runoff. And if conservatives show up and take back their state, we've got a real shot.
All right, Adam Morgan running on the ticket with our good friend Congressman Ralph Norman, and primary day tomorrow in South Carolina. Get out and vote. And folks, again, you got to do your homework, and you got to make sure that you are electing good people, good conservatives to office. Just because they have an R behind their name doesn't necessarily mean they are a conservative. All right, good to hear from you, Adam. Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks for having me on.
All right, there you have it. I want to read somebody's bio to you, and this is for you, you folks in Tennessee, but take a listen to this guy's bio. He was born and raised in Tennessee, went to public school, graduated from the University of Tennessee at Knoxville, went to law school at the University of Memphis, was elected as the mayor of Columbia, Tennessee in 2018, the youngest mayor in the city's 200-year history. Now, this is interesting. This guy, are you ready for this? Passed 7 balanced budgets with no property tax increases. While doing that, he managed to invest in education and public safety. He also made critical infrastructure investments and saved taxpayers $10.5 million through strong fiscal management. That's pretty impressive. He's married to a woman. She's a public school teacher. They have 3 children. They all attend local public schools. They are also active members of the First United Methodist Church in Columbia, Tennessee, where his father was a 30-year-plus Sunday school teacher. The guy's also an avid runner, marathons, ran in the Mule Day 5K, and the Duck. Is that the one where they unleashed the mules and you got out? No, that's the running of the bulls. My apologies. I think that's in another country. In addition to running, Chaz Mulder, Mayor Mulder, enjoys playing sports, hunting, and spending time outdoors. Oh, there's a photograph. He's got the guns and the camo. Would you be surprised to know that this gentleman is a moderate Democrat? That's what he's running as, a moderate Democrat. But as we all know, in reality, there's no such thing as a moderate Democrat. They're all radical leftists. They're all Abigail Spanbergers. But this guy is running against Andy Ogles for Congress. And he is raising a lot of money, and the Republicans are very concerned here that they could end up losing a congressional seat. But just pay very close attention. I say that. Karl Rove is out with his whiteboard, and he's warning that we could lose a couple of seats in Iowa and Ohio. We'll get into some of that a little bit later on in the show. But I think it's interesting, especially in Tennessee, that you've got a Democrat who has sort of figured out the secret sauce. Because if you're reading the guy's bio, you're thinking, oh, wow, no property taxes, and he's balancing the budget and goes to church, and it's like a regular, normal church. No drag queens are leading the choir. And he goes hunting, and he's got a wife and kids, and they all look normal. Yeah, I could vote for that guy. That's what people are thinking. I could vote for that guy. I'm just telling you, you cannot trust any Democrat at all. I don't care how conservative they may appear or how moderate they may appear. You can't trust them at all. All of them are like Abigail Spanbergers. Let me tell you what happened yesterday in Memphis. And this is just a word of warning, if I may, for the Republicans who live in Memphis, Tennessee. And a lot of folks are just sort of like coasting. You cannot coast, Republicans, because the Democrats are enraged over the redistricting. Yesterday, they had, I think, about 1,000 people turn out at a large Black Baptist or large Christian church, Black Christian church here in the Memphis area. And it was all the clergy of all the churches, and they are mobilized like it's the 1960s. They are loaded for bear. And the mayor of Memphis, Tennessee, of all people, got up in the pulpit, ladies and gentlemen, the pulpit of this church, and made the following pronouncement. And I want you to hear what the mayor is saying here. The mayor says, whoever the Democrat candidate is, that's who we're rolling with. That was delivered from the pulpit of a church in Memphis, Tennessee. And I'm sure the Internal Revenue Service would be very interested to know the kinds of politicking that was going on in that church house yesterday, which, by the way, we checked, happens to be a 501c3. Whoever the Democrat candidate is, that's who we're rolling with. That's what the mayor of Memphis said. All right, 901-260-5926. This is the Todd Stern Show.
Triggering microaggressions from coast to coast. You're listening to Todd Starnes.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies and fiber and spice supplements. Our ingredients are 16 whole fruits, 15 whole vegetables, 4 powerful fibers, and 12 aromatic spices. It's one irresistible combo.
Oh, I have a friend, Julia, who has taken a Balance of Nature now for quite some time, and she said, "Oh, Becky, ask your doctor about taking Balance of Nature." So I talked to my doctor about it, and she said, "Oh, try it."
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements today. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer to get 35% off your first preferred set with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. That's 1-800-246-8751. Don't wait. Now's the time to take action. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code Todd.
Why are radical Islamists and radical progressives, groups that could not be more different, working together? The answer will shock you. Dr. Michael Youssef has spent decades studying this from the inside, and in his most urgent book yet, An Unholy Alliance, he tears the mask off a coordinated assault on American freedom and Judeo-Christian civilization. Foreign funding, institutional cowardice, cultural infiltration in our schools, our cities, and even our churches. It is not a conspiracy theory. This is happening right now. An Unholy Alliance gives you the 1,400-year backstory behind today's headlines and a practical action plan to fight back with faith and courage. Dr. Youssef says this is the wake-up call the church needs now. So don't wait. Get your copy of An Unholy Alliance by Dr. Michael Youssef, available wherever books are sold. Again, An Unholy Alliance by Dr. Michael Youssef, available where books are sold.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is Medi-Share. Maybe you've heard switching to Medi-Share to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for Medi-Share is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. Medi-Share works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 844-43-BIBLE. That's 844-43-BIBLE. 844-43-BIBLE.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I like a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Dylan, College World Series coming up. West Virginia. I'm not sure Omaha's ready for what is about to descend on Nebraska.
I love the College World Series. It's one of my favorite times of the year, honestly.
You know, it was I was watching the game over the weekend, and there were more people outside the stadium watching the game than there were inside. And then I guess during the middle of the game, there was some sort of a severe storm, and one of the massive tents just the wind caught it and blew the thing. It's all on video. I think 5 or 6 people got hurt, but everybody stayed put. You know, the rain stopped. Everybody came back outside.
Oh yeah, they're not missing that game. No, not at all.
And then they sang Country Road, and I don't know why. I just get, I'm a Rocky Top guy, and when I hear Rocky Top playing, that's just, that's my jam.
You feel something.
I do. You just feel a little stirring in the soul.
Oh,
makes you proud to be an American.
You love Tennessee. You love them too much, honestly.
No, you can't love Tennessee too much. You can't love. Well, Ole Miss is advancing. Sorry, Mississippi State got beat by Georgia, but
they got beat tragically by Georgia. Actually, they came back from like a 7-run lead. It was pretty bad. But yeah, Ole Miss is they're going to be really good.
Hotty toddy, and. So, but you know what we need to do in the next hour? We've got to get the country roads. That was really it was a unique moment, and it's going to be interesting to see all of these folks. I'm just not sure that Omaha, Nebraska is ready for the entire state of West Virginia to show up, because I think that's exactly what's going to happen. All right, we've got to take a break here, folks. By the way, just want to let you know my new book. It's available to pre-order. Go to ToddStarnes.com, or go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever you buy your books, and you're going to love it, folks. It's going to be a great read, and we're going to have a great time with you reading this book. The book is in stores August the 11th. We officially got our pub date, as they say, and it'll be in stores. We're going to be doing some nationwide book tours with all of our radio affiliates around the nation. We're excited about that. Doing a lot of planning and prep, and it's going to be a fun, and I truly do believe an impactful book for the country. The Golden Age: How Trump Saved America. Get yourself a pre-ordered copy right now. We'll be right back, everybody. Hour 3 coming up. Hi, this is Todd Starnes, and you know what's sad? How many people spend the entire summer trying to hide, wearing black in 95-degree weather, avoiding the pool, dodging pictures, trying to suck it in everywhere they go? And listen, that's not vanity. That's just not feeling comfortable in your own body anymore. Look, I've been there myself, and that's one reason Calotren made such a difference for me, because it wasn't some extreme plan that I couldn't stick to. It was simple, taken at night, and it finally helped my body start working with me instead of of against me, and I've lost a lot of weight.
That's why so many people stay on Calitrin, Todd. They're sleeping better, they have more energy, their cravings calm down, and their weight loss finally starts feeling doable. I've lost over 40 pounds myself with Calitrin, and honestly, summer feels completely different when you can actually feel good again.
Don't spend another summer hiding. Right now, during the Don't Hide This Summer event, get $40 off the proven 90-day supply at toploss.com or call 800-325-4366.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. And never give in to a meltdown. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never let them have too much screen time. And never bribe them for just one more bite. You say you'd never let them out in public without their hair brushed. Never, ever become a minivan mom. And you'd never give them your phone for a quiet dinner.
Calling boss work phone.
So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, no, it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hello, Americans. I'm Todd Starnes. Stand by for news and commentary next.
At a time when technology is often used to distort the truth, there's a new tool that's actually getting it right. My Faith Assistant is a Bible-based AI designed to help you understand God's Word and grow spiritually. Unlike generic AI tools that give vague or unbiblical answers, My Faith Assistant is anchored in Scripture, built on seminary-level resources, and shaped by more than 50 years of trusted teaching from Dr. Michael Youssef. And it's free, no login required. Try it today at myfaithassistant.com.
Major League Sports has fully embraced the LGBT agenda, promoting Pride Month events at many games and events, in many cases forcing athletes to publicly affirm the LGBT ideology. But not everybody's playing ball. Blake Treinen, a relief pitcher for the LA Dodgers, notably did not wear a rainbow-colored pride hat during a Pride Night game against the Los Angeles Angels. Treinen did not offer any sort of comment, nor should he. The decision to support or not to support Pride Month is really a personal decision, has nothing to do with baseball. Treinen is facing quite a bit of pushback for his decision. He's been called a homophobe and a bigot, but he's really like a modern-day version of those three Hebrew boys who refused to bow down to the king's golden image. In this case, a rainbow image. And just like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, I have no doubt God will be with Blake Treinen in that fiery furnace. I'm Todd Starnes.
The Todd Starnes Show begins in 4 minutes. Todd Starnes Show begins in 2 minutes. The Todd Starnes Show begins in 1 minute.
Live from the Liberty University studio in Memphis, Tennessee, it's America's conservative blowtorch.
That's us. That's right. I love this American ride.
Todd Starnes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Todd Starnes Radio Show. Good to have you with us today. 901-260-5926 is our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. Want to go to the phones? A lot of folks have been weighing in today on this interview with between Kristen Welker from NBC and President Trump. So far, just about everybody says that Trump was rude and should apologize. And I'm curious to know about your thoughts on this. 901-260-5926. I don't think the president has anything to apologize for. Let's go to Little Rock, Arkansas. Steve on the line. All right, Steve, what say you?
Hey, Todd. The way I read it, and it made me mad when I heard it come out of her mouth, is what really set him off and made it bad. Basically, she just called him a liar. Because he was trying to explain to her about stolen elections and the election in California, and she started to, well, you can't prove it. You can't prove it. If you want to get on my wrong side and make the hair on the back of my neck stand up and make me get up in your face, call me a liar.
All right. Steve, we're getting we have a super bad phone connection, and I apologize. Guys, if we can get that straightened out, that would be good. But to Steve's point, yes, the president of the United States was being called a liar by this woman over and over and over and over again. She would not let up. And so at some point, the president said enough is enough. And I don't blame the man one bit for doing what he did. Not one bit for doing what he did. All right, 901-260-5926. Want to go to the Patriot Mobile Newsmaker line and say hello to our good friend, former U.S. Congressman Bob McEwen. Bob, hope you're doing well.
Todd, great to be with you always.
Bob, I'm curious to get your thoughts, of course, you being from Ohio. I know Karl Rove is out there with his whiteboard, and he's saying that one of the congressional seats there in Ohio could be up for grabs. Karl Rove saying that that it could be a very difficult time for Republicans in the midterm elections. Curious to hear your thoughts on that.
Well, as you know, traditionally about 40 seats change hands in the midterm of the White House. And so Bill Clinton lost 52 seats. Barack Obama lost 63. Trump won't lose anything close to that, maybe between 10 and 20. But of course, he only has a 3-vote margin. So if it's more than 3, it might as well be 100. But there is a distinct possibility. What's happening is that people are seeing, and I think what you see is happening in California. You see that Democrats will do anything possible. Here is a state that has a population greater than Canada, and only 5 Republican congressmen. And of course, the rest of the West Coast is the same way. Northeast, there's only 1 U.S. senator from Maine. They're trying to destroy her with a Nazi. But northeast of New York, there's the gerrymandering has been such that they're all Democrats. So what they do is systematically go about doing that, and yet they never say, "I'm going to make the city cleaner. I'm going to make it safer. I'm going to make schools better. I'm going to make jobs more prolific." No, all they do is attack and scream and yell, call people names, call them racist and all the other things that they do. They never advocate for what they're going to do to improve. And so where they have a majority, such as Chicago or Philadelphia or these other places where all of the crime is and where all of the destruction is, they think they can make headway. Ohio has turned the corner. It's going to be a challenge to make it all red, but as you mentioned, some of them are competitive. But I think there's real opportunity. The American people see what's happening when we have a president that believes in America, and I think that we're going to have a very low loss, or perhaps none at all.
You see, so Bob, here's my take. I'm with you. I think we could possibly in some areas gain some ground, and which would be great. But I think the American people understand what happens if we turn Congress over to the Democrats. That the first thing they're going to do is impeach Donald Trump. And I think the American people care more about Trump than they do Congress, and they want to make sure that the president doesn't have to go through that again. And also, I think, quite frankly, the Senate Republicans, they don't deserve to be reelected, but we still got to put them back in power.
Well, you're exactly right. And you stop and think, what is it? Why do they want to be in power? Well, we know why they want to be in power, so they can steal money left and right as they do by the tens of billions and finance each other. And so the oligarchs all do that. And I think we should talk about that just for a quick second. But nevertheless, they advocate nothing. Everybody's running against Donald Trump, not for America, not for more jobs, not for peace in the Middle East, not for lower taxes, not for better schools, not for safer highways. All they want to talk about is, I hate. And they're just the party of hate. And it's a frustration.
So Bob, just to illustrate how unhinged all of these people are. So you've got all these Democrats that are raging right now because President Trump is making D.C. beautiful again. I mean, when I would come down and I would have to work in D.C., stepping out of Union Station, have to walk across Columbus Circle where that beautiful fountain was. It was like a dystopian world with drug dealers and crack addicts. It was insane. Homeless people all over the place. And Trump cleans it all up, and everybody's all upset about it. There was some video over the weekend showing CNN doing reports at the Washington Mall. And Bob, I used to do my evening walks down there, and it was the stench coming off of that pond was so terrible, I wouldn't even go down there. And now, of course, Trump is cleaning it all up. CNN is all upset, but they were doing reports during the Biden administration complaining about how nasty the place was.
It's difficult for normal Americans to understand. If you put red and blue up on a wall, the entire country looks red. It's only when you get close that you see the blue in San Francisco and Philadelphia and Los Angeles and elsewhere. But those places, what they do, 12, 16 years ago, the safest major city on the planet in the entire world was New York City. And as soon as they elected Blasio, he said immediately that if someone is jumping the turnstile, that is, if the bums want to come and sleep on the subway, we're not going to charge them. And if they want to poop on the sidewalk, we're not going to charge them. And of course, throughout California, as long as you only steal off of the shelves less than $1,000 at a time, As long as it's $9.99 or lower, then we're not even going to charge you. And so what happens to those places? They just deteriorate. The beautiful, beautiful California. The first time I ever encountered homelessness was in 1976 around a major government facility in New Delhi, India. And I just walked around. I saw these people living under these tents on the street, no electricity, no plumbing. I thought, this is abject total poverty. This is terrible. I'd never seen anything in my life. And yet now, as soon as a Democrat takes control of a city, they pride themselves on the hundreds of thousands of these people that we bring into this country and throw them on the street and then dump needles and drugs. I couldn't be a good Democrat because they don't advocate. You can tell where they control the school districts, because the schools where they're the worst, they're in control. So what we hope is that the American people will be sure and vote. Now, this is essential. They have to show up. If they show up next, then this country can take off. Your book is so appropriate. Let me just mention quickly that the European Union, all 32 countries, 27 countries, the total foreign investment of where they think the hope of the investment would be around the world is about 100 billion a year into the European Union. And thus far, a year and a half of the United States, $1 trillion a month has come into America, $18 trillion from around the world, because they know that this is the place with proper leadership. This is where they want to be. So America has the potential of greatness, or if we don't show up, these people will steal you blind, as we've seen.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And we saw that, the reporting earlier today coming out of Minnesota. Tim Waltz and Keith Ellison, knowing about the massive fraud, a bombshell 200-page report, that coming from the House Oversight Committee. Brooke Rollins, USDA, saying we found 200,000 dead people getting food stamps and 500,000 people getting more than one benefit in the red states. Meanwhile, they don't know what's going on in the blue states because the blue states aren't releasing any of their information. Then look at what's happening in California, Bob, where the Justice Department has been asking California for a solid year, to examine, to audit their voter rolls, and they will not allow the government to step in. What do you make of that? Why do you think they're not letting them in?
It doesn't take much inquisitive spirit to find out why that is. As you know, what's happening, you see where they're stealing it now in Los Angeles and the rest of the state. As the way that works is that you can bring in extra ballots. They say they have to be postmarked by election day. By however, get this, Todd. You can write the date on there. It doesn't need to be the postmark of the post office. You can postmark it and bring in as many as you want up to several days after. So they're going to take as many of those as they can. Plus, the ID, it is against the law in California. There's a prohibition against being able to ask a person, "Are you an American?" And so if you come in with any kind of paper that you picked off the street, whether it be an insurance bill or whatever you have, and of course, driver's license, then you're allowed to vote. And if you get behind, then of course they have another week or so to guarantee it. And so we've seen the most beautiful state in the union absolutely fall into chaos and filth. And they're last 50th in so many things. They were always first in education. Now they're dead last. It's so sad to watch. I just wouldn't make a good Democrat, I'm afraid.
No, you and me both. Bob McEwen, everybody on our Patriot Mobile Newsmaker line. Bob, we always appreciate your wise words and great political analysis. Spot on, as always. We will check back in with you very soon, my friend.
Thank you, Todd.
All right.
I love your program.
Thank you very much, Bob. Appreciate that. The great Bob McEwen, everybody. So, good man right there. Got some words from some kind words over the weekend. My cardiologist has had me grounded for a little while. But so I've had to cancel a good number of engagements, and I was supposed to be in two different places over the weekend, New York City for the Talkers Convention, and then at the National Association of Christian Lawmakers gathering at Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia. And was not able to get to either one of those, but wow, so nice to hear so many kind words from folks, and thank you for that. Our telephone number, 901-260-5926. Real quick, I think we've reestablished contact with Steve. Hopefully that signal is better. And Steve, you were talking about the Weltner interview, and you don't think Trump needs to apologize.
No, I don't, because I think what set President Trump off, because it set me off, is she just basically called the man a liar. He was trying to explain to her about our election issues, and she she started that, prove it. You can't prove it. I know me personally, that will set me off quicker than calling me stupid or ugly or anything else. Is call me a liar.
Yeah.
And we'll be nose to nose.
Look, I'm with you on that, and that's exactly what she did. And she called him a liar over and over and over again.
What's going on with these elections? I'm going to compare it to, well, how would you feel, Todd, if you went down, you got your bank statement at the end of the month, and about half your money's gone out of your bank?
I'd be raising you know what.
How you went down to the bank, said, what's going on here? My money's gone. And they said, prove it. Where'd it go? Prove it. I don't know. Prove it. How are you going to prove it? And then you go try to get to court and get something done about it, and you can't get a judge to even take the case. The Trump administration, if I remember right, there was over 60 lawsuits filed against that 2020 election, and not a one of them made it into court.
Well,
they wouldn't even let him show the evidence.
Yeah. So look, we're working in real time here, and the situation in California has to be addressed. That's the big issue. Congress, there is a way for Congress to do that. And by the way, Congress did it in 2018 when the Democrats were in charge, and they refused to seat a Republican congressman from North Carolina. And they're going to the Republicans, they need to do what the Democrats have done. That's all there is to it. And we've got to convince these Republicans to do the right thing. All right, Steve, I got to run. 901-260-5926. This is the Todd Starnes Show.
Sane talk in an insane world. Todd Starnes.
Hi, this is Todd Starnes. You know you have lots of choices for cell phone service with new ones popping up all the time. But here's the truth. There's only one that boldly stands in the gap for every American and believes that freedom is worth fighting for, and that's Patriot Mobile. The good news is you can switch to Patriot Mobile today without sacrificing quality or service. Worried about coverage? Don't be. Patriot Mobile uses all three major U.S. networks. If you have service in this country today, you'll have as good or better coverage with Patriot Mobile. Think switching is a hassle? Well, it's not. You can keep your number, keep your phone, or upgrade. Patriot Mobile's 100% U.S.-based team will get you activated in minutes from the comfort of your own home. Stuck in a contract or owe money on your phones? No worries. Patriot Mobile has a contract buyout program. This is how we win, folks, by aligning our spending with our values. Every dollar we spend matters. Go to patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. Use promo code Todd and get a free month of service. That's patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. Mike Lindell and the MyPillow employees want to thank you for your great support this past year, and they're looking to make 2026 the best year yet. And as a thank you to my listeners, MyPillow is offering exclusive free shipping on your entire order at wholesale pricing. That means they're bringing back the mega sale exclusively for my listeners. For example, the classic My Pillows, normally $49.98, now marked down to only $14.98. Turn any mattress into the best mattress ever with the made in the USA My Pillow My Mattress Topper. Save up to $100. Get a set of My Pillow Giza Dream Sheets for as low as $29.98 or the 6-pack towel set for only $34.98. To get the best specials ever, go to MyPillow.com. Use promo code STARNS. Or give them a call, 800-839-8506. These offers won't last long, so call now, 800-839-8506, or go to MyPillow.com and use promo code STARNS. Order now, and your entire order ships free. Mike Lindell and the MyPillow employees want to thank you for your great support this past year, and they're looking to make 2026 the best year yet. And as a thank you to my listeners, MyPillow is offering exclusive free shipping on your entire order at wholesale pricing. That means they're bringing back the mega sale exclusively for my listeners. For example, the classic My Pillows, normally $49.98, now marked down to only $14.98. Turn any mattress into the best mattress ever with the made in the USA My Pillow My Mattress Topper. Save up to $100. Get a set of My Pillow Giza Dream Sheets for as low as $29.98 or the 6-pack towel set for only $34.98. To get the best specials ever, go to MyPillow.com. Use promo code STARNS. or give them a call, 800-839-8506. These offers won't last long, so call now, 800-839-8506, or go to MyPillow.com and use promo code STEARNS. Order now, and your entire order ships free.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, Honey Bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Get hurt in the game? We tough it out. Feel exhausted? We push on. Feeling down? We pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. But there are times when bootstraps aren't enough. When stress gets to us and we need to talk to someone about what we're really going through. So we're going to reach out, because sometimes mental health is not a one-person job. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Good to have you with us. Wow. We're going to play some audio for you in just a moment. It's insane. By the way, Stephen A. Smith is surprised. He's got Congressman Kevin Kiley on. Kiley he's over in the Sacramento area, used to be a Republican, got redistricted by Gavin Newsom, and now he's an independent. And he's actually leading the pack there in his district, even though he's been screwed. So Stephen A. Smith is stunned to find out that California actually bans voter ID requirements. You can't make this stuff up. This is why what's happening in California is like it's worse than a third world country. All right, you folks in Massachusetts, in the 6th congressional district, you've got somebody running. And I'm trying to figure this one out as best I can. We're going to work through this together, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we do on this program. We work out our problems, and this is sort of like one of those word problems involving a congressional candidate who goes by the name of Beth. But Beth has a goatee. So I'm not sure if Beth is really Beth or if Beth might be something else. But Beth is putting out a video, a new campaign ad, introducing herself, himself, itself. Dylan, I mean, you've seen the video.
Yeah, I'm very puzzled.
All right, so can we listen to Beth?
We can listen.
All right, this is Beth. Take a listen.
My name is Beth, and I'm running for Congress in the Massachusetts 6th Congressional District. After Trump was elected, my representative, Seth Moulton, tried to throw trans kids under the bus for his political career. And that's why I stepped up to challenge him. Trans people aren't political props, and slapping a rainbow on a bomb isn't support. Congress needs to take real action.
All right, so that's Beth. It sounds like a woman.
If you close your eyes and you listen to that audio,
that's a woman.
You would picture maybe like a blonde.
So I'm closing my eyes and I'm hearing Beth, the blonde, and then I open my eyes and I'm like, geez, salute Lady Bick, quick. Because she's got like a beard.
Beard, brown hair, glass. Looks like plays computer games for a living.
Very mannish.
Very mannish.
Very mannish. She is apparently an agender, transsexual, queer, and proudly Unitarian Universalist.
That makes my head hurt.
I'm not sure what that means. Agender means no gender, but then she's transgender, which means you got to be some gender. You just change your gender, then you're queer. I kind of figured she might be pansexual. I'm just saying.
Attracted to pans?
Yeah. Kitchenware. Yeah.
A good pot?
Corningware. Yes. The Dutch ovens especially, from what I hear. All right. Wow. HelloFresh. 901-260-5926. Man, this Pride Month is just weird this year. Weird. We'll be right back, everybody.
You can't escape a traffic jam. Know what else you can't escape? Seasonal allergies. And you might think you can avoid that coffee stain until... Oh, really? You can't escape a lot of things in life, but you can escape prediabetes. Prediabetes captures 1 in 3 adults. There are usually no signs of prediabetes. In fact, most people don't even know they have it. But with early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Take action by taking the 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. You might not be able to escape having this song stuck in your head, but you can escape prediabetes. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Now more than ever, it's important to support companies and organizations that share our values. Patriot Mobile not only shares our beliefs, but they actually do something about it. America's only conservative Christian wireless carrier. And they donate a portion of every dollar to organizations that fight for causes you care about. Switch to Patriot Mobile now and use the promo code TODD to get free activation and a free gift. Veterans and first responders save even more. Go to patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT. We are living in dangerous and unstable times. Hello, everybody. I'm Todd Stearns. Pandemics, international insecurity, shortages, supply chain disruptions, and an economy on the brink. We know we can't simply trust the government to protect us. Now more than ever, everyone needs to be prepared. And being prepared is more than just stockpiling ammo, food, and supplies. Being prepared should also include stockpiling critical prescription medications. And that's where my friends at the Wellness Company come in. Their medical emergency kit contains the prescriptions, antibiotics, antivirals, and antiparasitics that you need to keep you and your family safe, from anthrax to tick bites to COVID and even to a bioweapon like the plague. The Wellness Company's medical emergency kit is exactly what you need to have on hand to be prepared. Go to twc.health/Starnes today and order. That's twc.health/Starnes. Use the promo code Starnes and you're going to save an extra 10%.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
Hey, you got this. Just breathe.
We're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. This is the Todd Stearns Radio Show. Happy to have you with us today. Want to go to the Patriot Mobile Newsmaker line, say hello to our good friend, Newsmax contributor, Mary Walter. Mary, hope you're doing good.
Well, it's Monday, so, Mondays only get so good, but I'm okay. How about you?
I'm a little puzzled here by a couple of things. I know we got a lot of topics to talk about, but...
I'll help your puzzler.
HelloFresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Everybody's, jumping on the whole Pride bandwagon and, but it just seems to me that there's got to be a better way to do it than how HelloFresh did it.
So I have a different take on this. I'll tell you why. I had the same reaction you did. Like, really, really, people, and not that I order anything to be delivered to my home anyway. I'm a big fan of, that's why I got married, so I send my husband out to get stuff. But so I've never used them. So I've no dog in the fight here. But I follow on X, and ask me what her name is. I have no idea. But she is lesbian, and she's got her girlfriend, but she's really against the whole trans thing, and she's against Pride and all this other stuff because she likes to call herself a normal lesbian. And the two of them went into this thing about HelloFresh, and they were laughing hysterically. And they said most people aren't getting what HelloFresh is doing here. And to them, they thought it was a total kind of like a backhanded smirk at the whole Pride thing, what HelloFresh did.
Oh, you think so? Because in the follow-ups, when they're conversing with Grindr,
yeah.
And, that to me, like, wait a second. So if I'm with you at first, I'm like, maybe they were just really concerned people weren't getting enough Metamucil in their diets. But then when I saw, the responses, and I guess they were giving bottoms up, was that that's the discount code?
Well, see, and this is why so I'm super confused on this too, because the comments that they sent back is like they're supporting Pride, but like I said, these two women, and again, I'm really not that into this whole thing. We're saying that no, Pride is HelloFresh is totally poking Pride here.
Wow. Well,
so I don't know. I don't know what it is, but
they're poking something.
From the outside looking in, it doesn't look good for Hello Fresh, and I think they're going to get Bud Lighted.
Yeah, it's. I'm with you. I think this is Bud Light 2.0, and unless but hey, I'll bet you a Chick-fil-A sandwich. Dylan Mulvaney's got like a lifetime subscription now to HelloFresh.
Are you kidding? Dylan Mulvaney doesn't eat. That guy needs a sandwich.
Give the guy some ribs. Call Tallarico.
Exactly.
So, Mary, big doings. I know you're like a Jersey girl, but it's like a huge night tonight in New York City. You got Game 3 of the NBA Finals. And there was a lot of talk about, President Trump's going to be there. And a lot of people are saying, well, he really doesn't need to be there. He's going to ruin the vibe. What say you as a Jersey girl?
Okay. Well, the only reason I even care about this game is 3 out of the 5 starting lineup are Villanovans. And, I am a proud Villanova girl. I am a Wildcat through and through. I bleed blue and white. So through my boys there, and they would have had Dante DiVincenzo, but they traded him when they originally had 4. It was really my team, but when they traded Dante, which they never should have done, but that's a different story. So they only have 3. And it's so funny. My husband's like, I know nothing about sports until you start to talk to me about Villanova basketball, and then I can spout. I can sound like I should be sitting at a bar with the boys. So here's the thing. I don't care. If Trump wants to go to the game, let him go to the game. He's a New Yorker. I don't care. I'm sorry it's inconvenient for you. Oh, well, if you weren't trying to kill him at every turn, maybe this wouldn't be so inconvenient for you. So that part I don't care about, but God forbid they lose tonight and Trump's there. He's going to be seen as the curse, like Mamdani and the Mets.
Oh, speaking of Mamdani, have you heard about this? So he's getting roasted because he says that he purchased a standing room only ticket directly from Madison Square Garden. And he said he only paid $1,000. However, according to the ticket folks, the lowest available tickets are between $4,500 and $5,000.
Yes.
I don't believe the guy. I think he's lying.
And according to the New York Post, tickets to tonight's game was a minimum $7,000.
That's insane. Upwards of $8,500. And Trump, I love Trump's reaction though, because if you can't afford it, you can watch it at home.
Well, you know what? It's probably better. It's probably better to watch it at home
exactly.
because you have to deal with the crazies. That's the way I'm. It's like New York. It's like Times Square on New Year's Eve. I'll watch it at home in my jammies, where I don't have to stand there with a diaper on for 18 hours. So that's much better. So, but anyway, if you got it and that's how you want to spend your money, God bless you. Go right. I think so. Now, if they do lose, did they blame Mamdani or did they blame Trump? And we all know the answer to that.
Well, that is a fair assessment of how this will all go down. No doubt about that. Oh, by the way, the gals on The View just compared Trump to Satan. So just a FYI there. So.
Well, to be fair, they can't compare him to a Nazi anymore. So there's that.
Mary, we're going to play a game with you called Guess That Gender.
Okay.
We're going to play some audio here, and this is someone named Beth. Dylan, let's play the audio.
My name is Beth, and I'm running for Congress in the Massachusetts 6th Congressional District. After Trump was elected, my representative, Seth Moulton, tried to throw trans kids under the bus for his political career. And that's why I stepped up to challenge him. Trans people aren't political props, and slapping a rainbow on a bomb isn't support. Congress needs to take real action.
So Beth has a beard, a goatee, and dresses very mannish, and identifies as an agender, transgender, queer, proud Unitarian Universalist.
Yeah, you know what? There's way too much in that. I just think if you need that many words to describe who you are and or your beliefs or whatever happens to be running around in your pants, I just think that you got issues at that point. It's not that hard. It's not that hard.
You got to self-edit.
Watching that video, people should try to find that video because watching that video is mind-blowing because that facially looks like a dude.
Yeah.
Now, body habitus just looks like, a roly-poly dude, just like a squishy, soft dude. But watching that video, it's like, Coney Island bearded lady back in the 1800s. There you go, right there.
That's it. That's a great example of it. So we'll post it up on the website, folks. You can see for yourself. But good luck to you. It's nuts. It's absolutely insane, is what it is. By the way, I want to play this if we can. This is from on the theme of Pride Month. This is a speaker at the Pride flag raising in St. Louis, Missouri. Cut number 11, please.
Good morning. My name is Robert. I use he, him pronouns. I'm the Director of Communications for Promo. This morning's gathering is a celebration of joy, love, and the freedom we deserve to be ourselves. However, Pride is more than that. It's a reminder that every right we have today was fought for by people who refused to be silent. Our ancestors organized, showed up, and put their bodies, safety, and their very futures on the lines. Queer and trans people have been at the center of that story, particularly Black trans women. They carried this movement when the world ignored them, and also when visibility became extraordinarily risky. The rights, the protections, and freedoms we've won thus far, like marriage equality, were fought for by our queer and trans siblings. They carried the brick with all of us. But now it's our turn. It's our turn to stand and fight for our queer and trans family. Our community was built over decades by people just like us in this room today, and that power has never failed us. It's why those who seek to erase us will never understand that we aren't done fighting, not even close. So as we start Pride Month today, I ask every single person, ally and LGBTQ+ alike, to stand together. From St. Louis to Cape Girardeau, from Columbia to West Plains, to Kansas City to Springfield.
All right.
Let us dance, love, build community, and fight hand in hand. Because when we do, we're protecting the rights of all LGBTQ+ Missourians. When we pick up the brick for each other.
All right, that's it. Stop right there. So, Mary, they're all about joy and love, and then pick up the brick and beat the living hell out of you. I don't know what they want us to pick up the brick for.
I think I blacked out by then. So I don't know if I heard that part about it.
Got to work on the speak. Got to work on
I just found myself getting dumber as it went along. It's like watching The View. By the end of it, you're definitely dumber than when you started, stupider than when you started out. The virtue signaling in the beginning, like pronouns. When do we stop talking like this? Like, didn't we get over this as a people? Aren't we past this? Didn't we stop with the pronouns? And honestly, I kind of like the pronoun verification because then I know who to just not engage in conversation. So it's a time saver for me in some ways when they parade it, when they go he, her, she, him, it, Caesar, whatever the heck they got going on. And I'm like, okay, avoiding you in conversation. But yes, but they're so unhinged because it's scary. The mental illness comes in many forms, but it always winds up in the same place, which is if you don't agree with me, I have the right to hurt you.
Well, it was interesting. A couple of days ago, there's been a major story across Tennessee where they're saying Tennessee is the most dangerous place for LGBT people in the entire nation. And of course, being here in Tennessee, we're like, wait, what? I had no idea. So you actually do we did some research over the weekend. And by the way, they're talking about in 2026, it is the most dangerous time. Well, it turns out there are no actual reports. And in 2026 we're in the middle of 2026. But the most recent official government FBI data comes from 2024, when there were exactly 24 reported hate crime bias cases against LGBT people, the alphabet activist in Tennessee. So as horrible as it is to have 24, that does not make Tennessee the most dangerous place for gay people in America.
No. And do we know what the outcome of those complaints were? Just because there were complaints doesn't mean that there was actually a case or any kind of action.
Exactly. And then there was a story. I was watching this on social media. To your point, though, there was like a big march, and they were talking about all the, how it's such a violent time for transgender people. And they had all these people that were no longer with us that are trans. And an overwhelming number of them took their own lives or were killed by a trans partner. So, again, context matters here, and I think that's missing in all of this so-called Pride Month stuff.
Well, context only matters when you're interested in the facts. If you're interested in pushing an agenda, then we hide context, because context sometimes is inconvenient when you're trying to push an agenda, isn't it?
Well said there. Mary Walter, by the way, tomorrow, I love Tuesdays. On Newsmax, the Mary Walter, Kay Smythe-Hill. You never know what's going to happen during that segment.
And it's Tuesdays with Todd.
Tuesdays with Todd. That's it. I almost said, I've got to be careful. I was going to make a Hello Fresh joke, and I almost said Hello Kitty. But Hello Kitty is okay. Hello Kitty's normal.
But Todd, it's so you, because Hello Kitty's a cartoon. Like, that's just so you, where everybody else is talking about Hello Fresh. And you're like, do you mean Hello Kitty?
Oh, my God, Mary, you're not going to believe what Hello Kitty's doing. Get out of the litter box.
Jeez, hello.
Oh, jeez, hello. All right, Mary Walter, always great hanging with you. We'll see you tomorrow on TV.
I'll see you tomorrow,
All
my
right,
friend. Have
take
a good
care.
night.
All right, you
Bye.
too. Mary Walter, everybody. Yeah, Beth could be a dude, but I think Beth is a gal. That's what I'm going with, Dylan. It's kind of like the SNL character, Pat. You just never know.
Exactly, yeah.
A little ambiguous.
Spot on.
All right, 901-260-5926. This is the Todd Starnes Show.
Honest and true. Todd Starnes.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
Thought, well, just for the heck of it, I'll try this Balance of Nature. But I thought, all right, I'll do it for 1 month, and then I can cancel. And so I ordered it for 1 month. I have told so many people about this stuff. They think I'm crazy. So for me to say I would continue to do it means it's got to be good.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements today. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer to get 35% off your first preferred set with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. That's 1-800-246-8751. Don't wait. Now's the time to take action. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
Why are radical Islamists and radical progressives, groups that could not be more different, working together? The answer will shock you. Dr. Michael Youssef has spent decades studying this from the inside, and in his most urgent book yet, An Unholy Alliance, he tears the mask off a coordinated assault on American freedom and Judeo-Christian civilization. Foreign funding, institutional cowardice, cultural infiltration in our schools, our cities, and even our churches. It is not a conspiracy theory. This is happening right now. An Unholy Alliance gives you the 1,400-year backstory behind today's headlines and a practical action plan to fight back with faith and courage. Dr. Youssef says this is the wake-up call the church needs now. So don't wait. Get your copy of An Unholy Alliance by Dr. Michael Youssef, available wherever books are sold. Again, An Unholy Alliance by Dr. Michael Youssef, available where books are sold.
We're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go, almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time, and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
All right, folks, welcome back. This is the Todd Starnes Radio Show. Great. Well, thank you for joining us today as we go through the big stories of the day. Also following through on Carmelo Anthony on trial in Texas, and we're going to have a pretty extensive conversation about that on tomorrow's show. I want you to listen to some reporting from the really awful, awful testimony. Clearly, this Anthony guy is a very bad dude. Cut number 2.
Inside the courtroom, jurors heard more emotional testimony about what happened the day Austin Metcalf was killed. Yesterday, Metcalf's track coach, Rob Starr, took the stand, and he said each school's team tent is considered its own space at a track meet. It's a big deal for athletes from other schools to go into another team's tent, like a locker room. Today, one of Metcalf's teammates testifying several people told Carmelo Anthony, "You probably shouldn't be here. You need to leave our tent." Anthony was told to leave around 15 times. He says no one tried to gang up on Anthony, telling the jury they originally tried calmly to ask him to leave. He described the situation as, quote, minor pushing at most. But from there, things escalated. The teammates say Anthony and Metcalf were both angry. And that's when he says Anthony told Metcalf, with his hands in his backpack, "Touch me and find out." That teammate testified that Metcalf pushed Anthony and then Anthony stabbed him. He says he then heard Metcalf say, "Oh my God." Another teammate also took the stand. And when asked whether it looked like Metcalf was trying to pick a fight, he said no. When asked about the same situation, if Anthony was trying to pick a fight, he said yes. When asked if what he saw looked like self-defense, he answered, "No, sir." Jurors today also hearing from the officer who arrested Anthony. Frisco School Resource Officer Eduardo Cortez testified he radioed other officers telling them he had the alleged suspect in custody. That's when, according to Cortez, Anthony volunteered a statement telling him, "I'm not alleged. I did it. He put his hands on me. I told him not to." Cortez said he never asked Anthony what happened, but testified that Anthony continued speaking, at one point saying, "Is he going to be okay?" referring to Metcalf. The officer said Anthony was emotional at times, especially when he said, "He put his hands on me." Jurors also watched body cam footage from the moments after the stabbing. The video showed multiple people work to save Metcalf's life. Students could be heard crying out, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh." Austin's twin brother shouting, "That's my best friend, my brother." It's heartbreaking stuff, and it brought the courtroom to tears.
That's just a terrible situation there. And, I mean, all indications are the guy is guilty as sin. I mean, that's the question is, will he be getting the death penalty or life in prison? But who knows? I mean, it's strange times in America. Over in Philadelphia, a white guy killed by a black dude. He refused to turn over his cell phone, and the two black kids shot and killed the guy. Then you've got a situation in South Carolina where a beautiful husband and wife, grandparents, she played the piano at the local Country Baptist Church, and black guy storms into their house and kills both of them. I mean, there is an epidemic in this country, and the fact of the matter is the Carmelo Anthony story is really just the tip of the iceberg. And the videos, which apparently people, the videos are just awful, awful, awful. But we'll talk more about this on tomorrow's program. All right, we've got to scoot out of here, folks. Hey, ToddStarnes.com. You got to go read my analysis on what's happening in California right now. Just absolutely unbelievable. All right, get out there, everybody. Have a great day. We're back on the radio tomorrow, noon o'clock. This is the Todd Starnes Show.
America has a new choice for fair and balanced news. ToddStarnes.com. Journalism you can trust from some of the best reporters and opinion writers in the business. ToddStarnes.com takes you to the front lines of the culture war, defending faith, freedom, and your family. ToddStarnes.com also features exclusive interviews with America's top newsmakers like Mike Huckabee, Franklin Graham, and Newt Gingrich. Find out why millions of Americans read ToddStarnes.com every day. It's news you can trust. ToddStarnes.com.
For more than 12 years, Patriot Mobile has been on the front lines fighting for our God-given rights and freedoms while providing exceptional nationwide cell phone service with access to all 3 of the main networks. Patriot Mobile's all-U.S.-based support team is standing by to take care of you. Call 972-PATRIOT today or go to patriotmobile.com/Todd. Use promo code Todd for a free month of service. That's patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT, code Todd.
Great if life came with a remote control. You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.